Mishke here, joining the GL world to pitch my new podcast, which now comes out twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. The show features an extraordinary array of exotic circus performers, forgotten Hollywood starlets, reclusive Fortune 500 CEOs, professional taxidermists. Wait a minute, that's a different promo. Where's the promo for GLers? Here it is. Let's try this again. Mishke here, pitching my new podcast. We're out of time? Could I do it again?
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on.
Hey, Pat.
Yes, sir.
What's the deal?
So I went to the Bethel football game a week ago, right?
No, I got that part, and you had to...
I was walking all over. Great, right? And then I had 3 days where I couldn't walk, and then I started walking again. Well, I went to see the doc today, and we might have to get a new right one, Joe.
Ooh.
New right.
Is she bone? Is she pretty bad?
They showed me the x-rays here.
Yeah.
You know, it's the only part of my body I don't have any fat. You know?
Well, how's the left one?
It's not great, but it's survived. If it had a good right one, it would be fine. It would be saying, okay, we're doing okay, because I don't have to take the whole load anymore. You know. So,
I see.
I think that's it. We'll see if one is enough, and then we'll find out. But,
when is this going to take place?
Probably sometime in early December. That's what it is.
Well, what do you do between now and then?
Oh, limp.
Limp?
But just I'm getting around now. It's just that I can't. I found out that don't go to a football game. Walk up and down the steps. Walk all around the field. Walk back up and down the steps, and do that, because 2 days later your knee's going to say, "What did you do, dummy?" Mm-hmm. But Joe, it was the craziest experience of my life, because for 3 days I virtually was bent over like I was Rose Kennedy, walking around, taking these little tiny baby steps. Jim happened to be in town, and he could help me.
Yeah.
And then the next, like the fourth day, I started walking a little, and the fifth day I was back where I was. I don't get it. So anyway.
You know, my old man, he got both knees replaced, Patrick, and I don't know how good the other one still is, but he had one of those wheelies where you kind of prop up the one knee on the deal, and then you kind of wheel with the other one, and you use I think you should get one of those guys and start rolling around.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, make room for me here in the press box. I got to get in here with my wheelies. So.
How about one of those electric scooters like they got at the fair?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Around town.
The one where I walk up to people and point and say, "You're not fat enough. You can't be on one of those."
Right.
Or as you said to me when we were walking back to the Hubbard shuttle, nothing looks classier than one of those people on a scooter with a bucket of Sweet Martha's on the handlebars.
That is a bad optic. Hey, Pat, I got a baseball observation. It's not terribly novel, but you can straighten me out. I got invested in Friday night's game, Detroit and
what a great game!
Who the hell did they play? Toronto.
No, Detroit and Seattle.
I'm sorry, Detroit and Seattle, and I stayed up for the whole thing. I watched every pitch. For 6 innings, every batter for both teams tried to hit a home run.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Well, why not put the ball in play? Let's go here.
That's it's the modern era of baseball.
I disagree.
All the
I don't like
pitchers,
it.
the pitchers never throw a pitch in the middle of the plate anymore because if it's a 3, back in the old days, if it was a 3-1 count, you knew they were going to throw you a strike. Now, even if there's a guy on first, they'd rather walk you than give you a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
And they all try to. The number of pitches in the middle of the plate when you have competent pitches in a regular game is about 12.
Mm-hmm.
They all are trying to hit the line, hit the corner. And with 6 pitches, the pitching is impossible. But that game was hellacious because there were opportunities that kept getting screwed up.
Oh, my God. It was just that game should have been over 3 hours before it was over.
It was over. But all you have to know, ladies and gentlemen, in America, is Joe Souchere stayed up and watched it. That's all you have to know how great that game was.
It was pretty good.
It was.
Did
great.
you see? And that's what made what what my Mariners did last night even that more impressive. They threw like their entire pitching staff for that game on Friday night.
But also, okay, baseball's got its issues.
Yeah, among them, they don't know how to bunt.
Okay, that's good. But how about this for a miracle? The first pitch of the game is hit for a home run, and you don't give up anything else the rest of the game.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the end of the attack. The first pitch.
First pitch of the game.
800 feet, and then they say, "Oh boy, are they in trouble?" They got no pitchers left, and this guy cruises for 5 innings, and they give up 1 run. It's incredible.
Now, they play this afternoon, don't they?
4 o'clock. Yep,
Yeah.
4 o'clock.
Dan Wilson, I wrote a column about him today.
I read it.
Talk to him, but he's gopher catcher. They all love him, and his Barrington, Illinois, and the Gophers brought 4 or 5 players in from there. But the best part of that was when Rob Fornacier was the recruiter for the Gophers, assistant for 30 years, and he got to know the Wilson family. And when he went recruiting later in Chicago, he stayed at their house.
Mm-hmm.
He saved the hotel bill and stayed at I think it was Stan and Lily's house in Barrington, Illinois. So.
Pat, is the big dumper going to win the MVP, or is it going to be Judge? Because I want the dumper to win it.
I want the dumper to win, but I don't know. You hear the TV boys, and they're kind of thinking a Judge is going to win it. You know what? It's the OPS generation, and his OPS is, 250 points higher than the dumper.
You just had a catcher hit 60 home runs as a switch hitter, passing Mickey Mantle, for crying out loud.
Yes, yeah, I agree with you. But he does. He kind of swings in that area, and if it happens to hit the bat, God bless America. That they showed a great trajectory on TV of that home run, that kind of that sweeping swing that he hit that home run. But I think because he's a catcher, he should win it. But I don't know if he will or not.
What night was it that we already talked about that. That was last week when the Philly pitcher had a
Thursday night
psychotic breakdown.
Just throw it to first. That's all you got to do.
Oh God, yeah, it was Thursday night. That guy is, a lot of sympathy being expressed for him until the next time he takes the mound in Philadelphia. I hope he doesn't pitch opening day next year, because they will not forgive him. That's for sure.
Is that that's still a good baseball town? Because Toronto had a great atmosphere, by the way. I'm talking about Toronto, Pat, because last night that crowd was massive, and they were loud the whole game.
Yes, and I still like the Milwaukee crowd better, though.
Yep.
Because they sit down and wait for something to happen until about the 8th inning. I like that.
I forgot.
You like crowds that sit.
Sit down.
I like crowds that sit, and then if somebody hits a double, get up and cheer.
Yeah. Then sit back down.
Yeah, right.
Remember the tirade he had a couple of years ago when it was, it's the second out in the 3rd inning. A strikeout here is was it inconsequential?
Inconsequential.
That was such a great meltdown.
Oh God, yeah, they drive me crazy.
Man,
But, that game Friday made up for a lot of sins. I'll tell you that.
It did. A lot of ex-twins popping up everywhere, aren't there?
Yes, there are. How about? Couldn't I? Jorge's a great guy. I always liked him. He grew up 1 mile away from Sonoma, and they played youth baseball together.
Wow.
And Jorge was always very nice to Miguel and talking to Miguel, but you couldn't find two more different people on the planet than those two. Jorge's a professional family man. The other guy's just a big lug, and now he's out of the game because never took care of himself. And of course, the one thing we forget about Miguel, though, the pitching got better too. I mean, people started throwing harder, and it required more thinking, and that was never Miguel's strong point.
I've always loved the way Polanco always looks permanently startled.
Yes, he does. Well, I always said that. It probably comes in handy when your eyes are that wide.
They're just huge. They're like Morneau's eyes would get that big when he saw a pitch he was going to hit.
When he saw a hanging curveball.
He saw it, and his eyes got giant.
Yes, that's right. But how would you like to be Mrs. Polanco?
Well, I haven't thought about it.
You're sleeping next to this guy, and he's laying in bed.
Yeah.
And you kind of roll over, and his eyes are open.
He's startled, like he just saw a ghost.
What has he got those eyes wide open for? What is this deal here? So, but I was happy for him too. But what has he got? He's got 3 of their last 4 RBIs, right?
I think so. Yeah.
He drove in the winter, and then he had 2 RBIs.
Who was the second baseman for Toronto who's hitting about 700?
Oh, yeah. What is that kid's name?
Clement?
I think you're right.
Yeah, he's Ernie Clement.
Clement.
He's one of those guys that plays about 5 positions for that team. They're not dead yet. I think maybe they were overconfident, figuring Seattle got into town about 20 minutes ago.
And it used every pitcher known to man on a Friday night.
Yes. Hey, what did they? Did anybody? I didn't hear. When did they get into town, Toronto? About noon the next day, or something?
Well, they probably didn't leave until about noon the next day.
Yeah, maybe there was no sense in getting there early.
Well, and it didn't stop the celebration afterwards at the clubhouse. I got news for you. After 15
even
innings.
Dan Wilson, who's supposed to be this low-key religious guy, was spraying champagne on people. So,
how about the fact that the Blue Jays have done this without Bo Bichette? By the way, he's been out for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, when Vlad's not hitting, he's their best player. Yeah, and I don't think they're getting him back, right, Bichette?
No, because he was left off this roster, and they said it's going to be unlikely that he would make the World Series roster if they.
You see who else isn't on the Toronto roster? Jose Barrios.
Really?
Hurt for the first time in his life. He's got a bad elbow.
I didn't know that.
He never missed a start from, a couple of times they pushed him back a couple of days, but he's got a bad elbow and he's not on the active list.
So that justifies Rocco's decision of pulling him after 5 innings against the Astros in the division series.
Right. Or the Twins trading.
What did you think of Skubal getting yanked after
9 pitches? I would have gotten one more inning.
I would have too.
How good is that SOB?
Wow.
He is unhittable.
Yeah.
The best changeup in the league, and by the way, here comes 102.
Yeah.
I heard a comparison. I can't remember if it was Smoltz or one of the guys on the desk, but basically said he's Johan Santana with velocity. And I thought, damn, that's a pretty good comparison right there.
Was he born in America?
Skubal?
Yeah, his name is Tarek Skubal.
I will look it up.
Is he some kind of foreigner?
No. We get a lot of different first names than when you and I were growing up. When we had John, Joseph, and Patrick.
I know, but
there was only about 5. William. Maybe you get a William one.
Yes, Joe. He was born in the international waters of Hayward, California.
I'll be damned. Tarek.
Northern California.
Yes,
I've
sir.
never heard the name Tarek before.
Well, I don't know. You're
And he went to,
Yeah.
Patrick, Seattle University as a pitcher.
really
Yep.
wow.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah, Seattle University used to be the Redmen. No, the Chieftains. They were when Elgin Baylor played for them. They were the Chieftains.
You can't be the Chieftains
They
anymore.
can't be the Chieftains no more.
No. Hey, how about that hard-earned victory over the Boilermakers?
Oh, boy.
Holy
It
man!
was a courageous victory.
Yeah.
Courageous victory. Now I only watched the end of it, and we tackled the guy at the end zone, and the game was over because they didn't call interference. But apparently that was the way they officiated the game all night. Right? They just let the defensive backs throw the receivers to the ground and didn't call anything. So.
Did you see Did you see the yardage difference between the two clubs, boys?
Well, the first half, at one point in the first half, it was 200 and something to 23. So you don't win those games too much.
The Gophers were outgained by, I think it was 230 yards in the contest.
Holy mackerel!
How about the? How do you think the Detroit fans feel about the penalty discrepancy last night in Kansas City?
Pat, I told Joe this earlier today. It's not even funny anymore what they're doing with the Kansas City Chiefs from a refereeing standpoint. It's not funny.
Well, what would motivate that?
Because they want the Chiefs to be relevant.
Why?
Because
Why
they're a
the
huge
Chiefs?
draw.
Patrick.
It's Mahomes, it's Kelsey, it's Taylor Swift, it's everything. And they're a great draw, but they didn't get one penalty called on them last night.
I think it was what. Did I read the second or third time in the last 700 games that there hasn't been a penalty called on a team?
It was absolutely laughable last night.
Well, not with Campbell, I'm sure. So I didn't watch. What did the crazy Detroit guy do at the end?
Well, first of all, Patrick extended his hand to somebody.
It's Brian Branch,
who completely ignored him and walked by him. He wouldn't congratulate him. And then somebody slapped. What was that one?
Brian Branch was
the
upset.
same guy?
Yeah, same guy.
Oh.
He was upset because on the game-deciding touchdown in which the Chiefs went up 13 points, and if Detroit had stopped him, they had a chance to win the game. He was pushed in the back clearly by Juju Smith-Schuster, whatever his name is, and he took umbrage with that after the game, and he punched him in the head once the game was over, which he shouldn't have done, but it was out of frustration. And it was a bad no, and it happened right in front of the referee.
And there was a fight.
Fines and suspensions, probably.
Fines and suspensions.
Well, even Dan Campbell said it was out of line for what Brian Branch did.
Right.
They aren't getting called for many. But none is a little ridiculous to say the least. That doesn't happen too much.
No, and but again, I'm struggling to. The Chiefs are old. They're not going to go to the Super Bowl again this year. I don't understand the motivation for treating them this way.
So it's
got to be Taylor. She was there last night.
She was.
I was going to say it's MEA week, so your grandkids get to stay up late. But I hope they didn't stay up to watch the Chiefs last night to get a foggy 6-second glance of Taylor. That was all you got, right?
Yeah, and I think it was at the end of the game.
Yeah, right at the end of the game. So the grandkids would have had to stay up all night to see. Wait. Oh,
there she is.
There she was.
Oh, God. Oh.
Well, I think that they're being very wise here not to make a big deal out of it because there's crazy stuff going on out there, and I'm not sure she wants to. I would imagine they were getting heat for not at least letting us know if she was there or not. So maybe that's why they showed that little glimpse at the end. But it wasn't like they were showing when they used to show every time, Big Dummy caught a pass.
Well, that hayseed landed on his head at one point. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, at the end, right at the end zone, yeah.
Won't hurt him.
That didn't hurt him.
Yeah. I can't wait for that album to get released when they break up after about 3 years. Those will be easy. Those will be easy songs to write. Yeah.
Well, plus,
you think, what takes longer to write? Taylor writing a song or you writing a column, Joe? What do you think?
I could probably beat her.
Wait, Pat. I'll help Joe answer that. is there a earthquake happening at the Rose Bowl? Because that's
that one pretty fast. You're giving me a little needle there. I am very proud of how fast I am.
Oh, I wish I still was.
Yeah.
You know what we have now discovered is column news at the Star Tribune. If you're not going to a game at night, they want it at 3 in the afternoon.
Well, how about this? My Sunday column has to be in by noon Thursday. Tough to be timely.
Yes, it is. I don't know. What if it's 4? I'm not quick anymore. Sometimes I don't have my ID at noon.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be done at 3. What the hell?
How are the fans getting to the Wild game tonight? They got there Saturday night, but don't we have a bridge closed or is the freeway back open?
I thought we reopened it this morning.
Maybe we're back open.
Yeah.
How did we get there? Hey, you explain this grand game of hockey to me, will you?
Sure.
On Thursday evening, the Blues carry the play, and the Wild beats them 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
On Saturday night, the Wild carries the play, and they lose 7-4. What the hell's going on here? I don't.
Because the Columbus has got a goalie named Elvis Merzlikins. Elvis Merzlikins.
Who he play for?
Yeah.
Is he pretty good?
I guess so. But you know what? Who really had to enjoy that must have been Dean, huh? He had to.
Oh, yeah.
He might have thought that was pretty good.
Dean had that young team, and then he got the death of Johnny Gaudreau right before the year started.
Yep.
And they ended up having a fairly good year. I think they're supposed to be fairly good this year. So, he was a good guy.
Has Columbus ever made the playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but not.
I can't think of it.
I think they're like the Wild. They rarely get through the first round.
Yeah.
So, I think our last first round is 15, right? Last time they won the first
Tonight
round.
is the King is in town.
Okay. Well, they might have one of their rare non-sellouts a Tuesday this year, early in the year.
No, this would be Monday.
Monday. Oh, excuse me. Yes,
yeah.
that's right.
Especially with you've got a sports bonanza going on with 2 football games and 2 baseball playoff games.
Where's the one football game?
The first one is Buffalo at Atlanta.
I can't watch that because that's indoors.
And the second one is Chicago is at the Washingtons.
Well, that could be raining and stormy, so that might be
possibility.
A chance. Yeah.
Listen, we're all united tonight in the United States of America. We're cheering for the low-budget Brewers.
Yes,
I am cheering for the low-budget Brewers.
And that's in Milwaukee.
$21 million versus.
Did they have a better record than the Dodgers?
They're the number 1 seed in the National League. Yep.
But unfortunately, in Milwaukee, I'll bet that roof will be closed tonight.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't. They open it about 12 times a year. They hardly ever open it.
You know what, though? Could they have the magic of euchre for the postseason
Well, they
run?
say they won that one the other night for the Uke.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool. That would be pretty cool.
It would be a hell of a lot cooler if Uke was still alive.
Yeah. Well, that always would be the case.
That's my case. It's like putting Jim Marshall in the Hall of Fame this time. Oh, thank you. What good does that do, Jim?
Yeah.
Pat, speaking of the Wild, do you know who Matthew ran into at the airport?
No.
He's one of the guys.
He's on our team.
He's one of the guys. One of the players on our team.
Yes, sir.
I saw he was there. He didn't. I can guarantee he didn't pay his own way.
And then Rook took care of him at the airport and got him in a better line.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good.
You have to take a pause.
We could take a pause right now.
All right.
With football season in full swing, Underdog is the best place for you to get in on all the action. It doesn't get any easier than Underdog. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. A few weeks ago, the Dallas Green Bay game was very good to me. I picked 6 players and stats, got them all right, instant winner. This time around, I'm sticking with the Packers. I'm looking at Jordan Love to go higher on yards passing. Download the app today, sign up with promo code GARAGE, and score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GARAGE. Underdog, make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Football season is in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats, whether it's rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. This week, I'm looking at the Packers game and picking my favorite back, Josh Jacobs, to go higher on rushing yards, and for Micah Parsons to go higher for sacks. It's so easy. Download the app today. Sign up with the promo code GARAGE to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GARAGE. Underdog, make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
All right.
Now we're back.
Now we're back.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you for the pause.
I don't understand why we have to do that.
Do you think Matthew buttered up Jacques Lemaire in an effort to get really good wild tickets at some point?
No, probably to get invited to Florida.
Oh, that's an even better point.
Yeah.
Well, stay on the boat there for. Does he still live on the boat, basically, Jack? Down there?
He's got a nice boat. He lives in Sarasota.
Is he by Louis? Yes. Is he in the same area as Louis?
Louis is on the other side.
Louis is on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Louis on the Miami side. Yeah, Louis now. I wonder if Louis got back from Florida yet, or if he's still tax dodging down there. I think he got home.
I think he's a permanent resident, isn't he?
No, he's a 6 months, 2 day one.
6 months and 2 days.
But this year we got the World Junior Tournament, and he's like co-chairman, so he's going to have to be up here for like 3 extra weeks. He'll be lucky to be back in Minnesota by the 4th of July next year. You know? You'd have to spend so much time down there. My proudest moment when I told them all, it's really a thrill to be in a room with this many tax dodgers. Down in Naples, the Minnesota club.
Hey, they invited me to that thing again. I might steal that line.
You should go down there. Yeah.
I've done it once before.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. It's a. You walk in there and you know that if a guy just took a little better care of his money, he could have had a good life. You know?
That's true.
Yes.
Say, Pat.
Yes, Joe. Hey, I got one last thing. Is in our long lifetime, is this the best 6 weeks of weather in the fall that Minnesota's
pretty nice.
had? What
pretty
the
nice
hell
out.
is going on? Yeah.
I was going to ask you if they've already given up on McCarthy.
No. I think that.
Will he play this coming week?
I don't think so, but I think they're just waiting for Wentz to lose one. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is how tight in on them they are.
Who do they have here?
Well, I was going to say they're going to have Wentz because he could get revenge against the hated Eagles.
That's true.
Eagles, who, by the way, have just lost 2 clunkers in a row, lost to the Jets, right?
No, the Giants on Thursday
Giants.
night. Yeah.
Oh, and look bad doing it, right?
Yes.
And, so they're all of a sudden they're seeing a damaged Eagles team coming in.
In fact, I was going to text both of you because there was a headline on one of those ESPN shows. I don't know if it's the one that Stephen A. Smith yells at everybody or whatever, but on the caption it read, "Is there dissension in the Eagles locker room?" And I couldn't grab a photo of it to send to you guys. We might have dissension, Joe, in the Philadelphia locker room.
Can't come into this locker room. There's dissension in here. Yeah. But oh boy, I never thought of that. Having the Eagles and the Phillies in the same week, that couldn't have been good in Philadelphia.
No,
Don't shoot off your mouth in a sports bar in that town. You're going to get beat up.
See, I'm losing sight of my stadium. Does Washington still play in what used to be RFK?
Yeah, no. They had the big one out in the country.
They got a new one?
Well, it was built in like the late '90s, but they're going to yes, but they're going to build a new one. Yeah.
Now they're moving back to where RFK is.
Are they going to tear RFK down?
Tearing it down. Yes, but it wasn't the night.
Wasn't it,
Chris? It was probably the late '80s that they built that one.
Because is it called FedEx Field or whatever it's called? Isn't that what it's?
Yeah, it stinks. It's terrible. It's out. It got because the new owner Snyder came in. And it was a 70,000 seat stadium. He put another 15,000 seats in it. There's no place to sit. I mean, the rows were like 40 people long, and as it squeezed together, he screwed it up completely.
I got it. You're right, Pat. It was called FedEx Field. It's now called Northwest Stadium. It opened in 1997 as Jack Kent Cooke Stadium.
Oh, really? It wasn't until then.
Yeah, and then it switched to FedEx Field from 1999 until 2024.
I don't get the Jack Kent Cooke connection. He was an L.A. guy.
Wasn't he the owner?
Did he own the Redskins?
Yes, we were out there when he owned the Redskins.
That's right.
We were out there together.
Yeah.
He was driving around on that little roadster. He wanted to buy it.
Boy, I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, you're not as young as you used to be.
You know why? It's because you didn't have a personal relationship with that owner like you did the owner of the Lions. Didn't he call you Tiger?
Tiger. Hey, Tiger, take my bag up to the shop, will you?
One of my favorite football moments. The Lions are losing another game. You know, they stink. And Bill Ford, from the family that made Detroit, right? You know, there's no Detroit without Bill Ford, without Bill Ford's great-grandfather or grandfather. And he's waiting at the elevator, and these drunken louts are screaming the damnedest obscenities that you ever heard in your life. Bill, you I was just thinking that if I'm Bill Ford, I would like to take that abuse from these clowns, but anyway.
And that probably was the Silver Dome years.
Yes, that was the Silver.
Remember that dump?
Dump.
God, what a dump that was.
I remember hearing a story about a guy throwing a typewriter out of that press box.
I had a problem there, okay? It slipped.
It slipped.
When it was not a typewriter, it was a air bubble computer.
She sailed pretty good.
Right over. And, of course, Joe was down there with the bubble, the porta-bubble, right? Those were the papers that had some money when they had the porta-bubble. Yeah. If you were from St. Paul like me, you had the
Radio Shack thing, or Texas Instrument. You had Texas Instrument.
You had the Texas Instrument with two breasts on top of it. You had to put two floppy boobs.
The only good thing about throwing that sucker is I didn't have to haul it home. What a dump that building was. Holy cow. God, I hated that
was
building.
The Super Bowl where they had the winter storm and everybody had to walk miles.
Yeah.
To get there.
Oh, my God.
You know, Sid took a bunch of us to dinner. Were you there?
I think I was, yeah.
Did we go to Oakland Hills for dinner? I think we went to some really great golf club. Maybe it was the Detroit Golf Club. We went to some really fancy golf clubhouse. Old time fancy.
Oh, yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I think it was that.
I think it was Oakland Hills.
Yeah, well, he had his contacts.
Oh, yeah.
Although, were you with us when we were Joe Stonecraft at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And we'd waited, and Sid had told us, don't worry, I know the owners will get us in. So
that's when we were trying to avoid going out to dinner with him. But he got in the cab and said those hotels would be really screwed without that ocean there.
Yes, right. But we're in there, and he says, no. I said, well, you got to tip the guy here because otherwise you're not going to sit down. He said, nah, I know the owner, blah, blah, blah. After about an hour, I went over and I got 20. I got a 20 from like 5 different guys and went over and gave him 100 and we sat down, but we'd still be waiting for Sid's influence.
Wonder if that place still exists.
What is it called?
Oh, yeah.
The original Joe Stone Crab.
I think it does, yeah. It still does, I think.
What city?
Yeah.
Well, it was in Miami Beach.
Miami? Okay.
Miami Beach. Miami Beach. The original Joe Stone Crab.
Oh, yeah. Opened in 1913. We're still going strong at Joe's.
Yeah. That's a hell of a restaurant.
You know when you've been there a long time? When it's 1 Washington Avenue in Miami Beach.
Yes, right.
I'd go there and set up a chair outside just to watch the cars.
The cars. Yep. I knew you were going to say that.
The hell with the food. Let me see the cars.
And I got to tell you, that's about as far south as you're going to get.
Oh, it's right on the tip.
It really is. Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, Pat,
all right.
Are you going to click tonight and try football and baseball or strictly baseball?
I'm not that interested. I'm going to stick mostly with baseball. But, yeah, when you're between innings, you can click over, of course, yes. So,
I agree.
But the baseball starts, at 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock, you got a game.
Yeah, okay.
All right, very good.
Nice work to sell a vehicle.
Sell a car, don't you?
You know what, Pat? You know what would be great if you could sell us a car from our buddies Jim Paul and the Valley Group of GM dealers, sir.
I would love to do that. I'd like to sell you an SUV, one of the several varieties of Buick SUVs. 2025s right now at terrific prices, low interest rates, high factory rebates. Financial people out there at Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers that will make it work for you with my last 6-7 cars I bought there. And, you show up at 2 in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you got a car and you got the financing taken care of. Fantastic. Out on Cedar Avenue in Apple Valley, Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers. Check them out.
Perfect. See you, Patrick.
All right, gentlemen.
Get better. See you.